South China Morning Post, 21st of April 2024, a celebration of dancing and pancakes, how China and Russia are attempting to elevate cultural connections. Although China and Russia pretend to be allies, they are mortal adversaries. During the ongoing Russian election on a blustery March afternoon in Beijing, a gathering composed primarily of young Chinese citizens observed the end of winter in Russian fashion. They sang and consumed crepes in the company of Russians dressed in traditional attire in observance of Maslenitsa, an Eastern Slavic folk holiday. They did so in an exhibition center designed in the Soviet style and constructed in the 1950s in response to a visit by the former Soviet leader, Nikita Khrushchev. Calvin Yan, a 21-year-old logistics management student, was one of the festival's attendees. He stated that watching The Dawns Here Are Quiet, a film based on Boris Vasilyev's novel about a group of female combatants during World War II, sparked his interest in Russian culture when he was 15. Yan stated, "The song Katyusha and the sense of strength it conveyed immediately captivated me. The greater my understanding of Russia, the more its strength emanates from its literature, history, and music." Over 1,000 locals attended the Maslenitsa celebration, which was orchestrated by the semi-official Russian-Chinese Committee for Friendship, Peace, and Development. With the two neighboring countries commemorating 75 years of diplomatic relations, such cultural exchanges may become more frequent in the coming months. As agreed upon by Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin, 2024 and 2025 have been designated as years of culture. This is in line with Beijing and Moscow's efforts to move closer in the face of increasing Western pressure. Yang Cheng, executive president of the Shanghai Academy of Global Governance and Area Studies, stated that although the administrations of the two countries engaged in considerable interaction, their citizens did not experience the same level of engagement. Yang stated, "Cultural exchange is more about interpersonal relations than the allegedly contentious politics between the two nations. Therefore, it is beneficial to strengthen cultural exchanges even further." According to him, prioritizing cultural ties shifts the emphasis of bilateral relations away from high-level political matters, such as security concerns, and toward interpersonal interactions. That is equally crucial as the political relationship among the nations. According to Yang, cultural and historical distinctions between China and Russia could also help reduce misunderstandings. He stated that individuals inherently hold unique viewpoints on specific matters, such as history, the notion of territory, and the structure of the international order. Another student who attended the Maslenitsa celebration asserted that the majority of Chinese, particularly the youth, held erroneous beliefs regarding Russia. "Many of my acquaintances are simply aware of the vast size of Russia," said Bin Chen, an international relations student based in Beijing. "However, I believe additional facets warrant our attention, such as the world's artistic prowess, renowned literature, and various ethnic groups." Chen said he enjoyed viewing online videos of lezginka, a fast-paced traditional Caucasian dance. From Tchaikovsky to ballet, arts and culture occupy a significant position in Russian society. However, since Putin invaded Ukraine in 2022, Western nations have become progressively more intolerant of Russian art and artists. This includes the Cannes Film Festival, which announced it would no longer welcome official Russian delegations or permit the presence of anyone with ties to Moscow, and institutions such as the Metropolitan Opera in New York, which has primarily barred Russian performers. To alleviate his isolation from the West, Vladimir Putin, who won the presidential election by an overwhelming margin last month, is now seeking to expand cultural exchanges with China. Consequently, many of Russia's most accomplished performers have relocated to the nation. The Bolshoi Ballet and the Mariinsky Theater Symphony Orchestra of St. Petersburg, commanded by the renowned conductor of Russia, Valery Gergiev, both toured China in the previous year. An exhibition of the works of realist painter Ilya Repin is also scheduled to take place at the National Museum of China in Beijing to commemorate the artist's 180th birthday. In January, Putin ratified the Years of Culture decree to straighten the course of Russia-China relations and broaden bilateral cultural ties. The facilitation of cultural programs between Russia and China has been assigned to a Russian committee. State news agency Sputnik reports that the Culture Ministry has proposed strategies to entice Chinese filmmakers to visit Russia. According to the Office of the Deputy Prime Minister of Russia, Tatyana Golikova, Beijing will host the inauguration ceremony for the Years of Culture the following month. Over 230 events, including film, music, theater, and museum exchanges, are scheduled to take place in 51 cities in China and 38 cities in Russia. According to a government statement, cooperation with China is among the most vital aspects of our foreign policy, Golikova told Russian officials at a meeting on April 11. I'm certain that the Years of Culture will foster greater cultural cooperation, strengthen ties between our country's pertinent institutions, and pave the way for the exploration of new and fruitful areas of collaboration. Additionally, Moscow wishes for a greater number of young Chinese to pursue their university education in Russia rather than in Europe or the United States. Collaborations have been established between universities in Russia and China across a broad spectrum of disciplines, including the arts, physics, medicine, astronomy, and technology. In the initial foray of Chinese students since the outbreak, a cohort exceeding 250 Chinese nationals commenced a Russian language program at Far East Federal University in Vladivostok earlier this month. After 4 months of study, they will take university entrance exams in Russia. Over 12,000 Russian students are enrolled in China, whereas more than 40,000 Chinese are studying in Russia. Moscow will award 1,000 scholarships to Chinese pupils this year and next. Last month, a delegation from 17 Russian universities visited colleges and universities in Beijing, Henan, Shanxi, and Chongqing to expand educational exchanges. During a college exhibition at the Russian Cultural Center in Beijing, university representatives showcased their facilities, campuses, and enrollment strategies. One such establishment was the Skolkovo Institute of Science and Technology, or Skoltech, in Moscow. Skoltech was established in 2011 through a collaborative effort with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. A year ago, Skoltech shifted its focus to China, and after MIT, it terminated the collaboration in descent towards Russia's incursion into Ukraine. Skoltech is attempting to entice Chinese students with monthly scholarships ranging from 40,000 to 50,000 rubles, approximately $437 to $546, free tuition, and health insurance. Elena Smolkova, a representative of Skoltech, stated, "Before the war, we were seeking to expand cooperation with countries in Asia and Africa. Previously, many of our students were from Europe. Interest in studying in Russia is increasing due to closer political and economic connections," according to Wang Wei, founder of the admissions consulting firm Kunchu International. Wang stated, "Many Chinese companies, in industries ranging from agriculture to energy, have rushed into Russia in response to Western sanctions. Chinese students who have completed their education in Russia would be ideal candidates for these positions." However, he advised prospective students contemplating enrollment in Russian institutions to reconsider their decision in light of the concert hall attack in Moscow last month, which claimed the lives of a minimum of 144 individuals. If they are forced to choose between Russia and a country with comparable cost of living, such as Malaysia, many families may opt for the latter. Many parents are extremely concerned. Li Bingmei, director of the A.S. Pushkin Center of Russian Language in Beijing, said the attack would not deter Chinese students. "Everyone is in for a tremendous shock in the short term," she said. "Those who desire to go, however, will go regardless."